Now, few things I need want to clear regarding 2's complement multiplication. So here you please see in the figure 10.10 that there is a multiplication is happening, and the multiplication of two unsigned 4-bit integer, and here any any two 4-bit integer after multiplication, the result will be 8-bit result. Okay, so here 4-bit into 4-bit unsigned integer yielding an 8-bit result. Now here please observe this each and every partial product, like say when the multiplier bit is 1 and it is in 2 to the power 0th position, then the partial product is as the multiplicand is, means 1001, and here in each and every partial product we are going to take the partial product as in 8-bit form. That means the left part will be added with zeros. Okay, now here the when the multiplier bit is 0, then the whole partial product is 0. Now when the multiplier bit is 1 again, here this 1 at the position at the second position, means 2 to the power 2. Then here you see this 2 to the power 2 position, the multiplicand is shifted 2 times to the left. Here this thing, please follow this thing. From this we are going to try to understand the working principle of Booth algorithm. Here multiplicand is shifted for 2-bit position as the 1 is present, the multiplier 1 is present at 2 to the power 2 position. Okay, here in case of multiplicand is present in 2 to the power multiplier bit 1 is present in 2 to the power 3 position. So here the multiplicand is shifted 3-bit position towards left, and then ultimate summation of this partial product will going to give us the result. Okay, now here this kind of multiplication is applicable for unsigned integer. Say
Sir,
yes.
sir, someone is waiting.
Now this kind of multiplication is applicable for unsigned integer. When it is signed integer in 2's complement form, then this kind of multiplication is not applicable. Here it is 11 and 13. The result, say, if we consider, please follow the highlighted part, 11 and 13, the result is 143. But if we take the 10011 as a 2's complement number, then it is minus 5. Okay, and 1101, then it is minus 3, as MSB1 represent minus 8 and this rest part represent 5, that is minus 3. So it's give us a result that is minus 113, that is not correct. Okay. So here this means unsigned this is a particular flowchart for unsigned binary multiplication. Now in case of unsigned binary multiplication, normally this thing happen that each and every partial product is nothing but the shifted multiplicand. Now but here in case of 2's complement number, this is not applicable, but the shifted multiplicand concept is important, that each and every partial product is nothing but the shifted multiplicand. How many bits shift? It's depend upon the position of that particular one. Now here these two multiplication comparison of unsigned and 2's complement integer multiplication. Here look 1001, it is in if we take unsigned integer, then it is represent 9. 8 plus 1 9. 0011, it is 3. 9 into, now here shifted partial product, shifted multiplicand, as 1 is present in 2 to the power 0, then partial product is not shifted. 2 to the power 0 means no shifting will happen. 1 is present in 2 to the power 1 position, then 1 shifting is happening, and then the summation is happening, ultimate result. Now yet the 2's complement form, that means what? 1001, that means not 9, that means minus 7, because here the MSB1 is minus 8 and here the LSB1 is 1, so minus 8 plus 1 minus 7. So here 0011, that is 3. So ultimately we are getting in the shifted form, we are doing one change here to get the result that in the we do the shifted multiplication is shifted. Say here at 2 to the power 01, for that we are getting this number. Now this number is equivalent to minus 7. So as each and every partial product, we are taking that if there is 4-bit number is multiplied with 4-bit multiplier, then the result will be 8-bit. So the partial product will also 8-bit long. So here each and every partial product, you please see that multiplicand, then the left part is all filled up with ones. Means what? As minus 7 into 1 is going to give you minus 7, means negative number. So the MSB bit will be 1 and all the MSB bit will be 1 and all the following bits, means after multiplicand up to MSB, whatever the bits are there, all will be filled up with ones. Here 2 to the power 1 minus 7, so here the multiplicand is shifted 1. Here you see minus 7 1001 is shifted, then the multiplicand's MSB bits means this one is this one, as it is the negative, it is the representation of the negative number. So this one is extended to up to the this MSB bit of 8-bit number to make it a, a negative number equivalent to minus 14. Okay, so here the minus 14, how we are getting minus 14? That this number is present at which position? At the 7th position, to that means 2 to the power 7. Now minus 2 to the power 7, whatever the value, plus the summation of all the bit position values will going to give you minus 14. So here one thing you please identify, that the sign is, means here minus 7 is the multiplicand sign is minus, so that sign is means maintain in the partial product also. Minus 7, that into 1, the 1 is present at to the power 0th position, it will going to give minus 7. So the sign part is maintained here. Negative number, the partial product will also negative number. Positive number, partial product will also positive. So in 2's complement multiplication, as Booth algorithm do what? Booth algorithm maintain the particular sign. that is 3 times 0, then 4 times 1, then 0. Now here the set of ones are present in a consecutive bit position. What are the bit position? Bit position are 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2, 2 to the power 3, 2 to the power 4. In this consecutive bit position, this set of ones are present. So if we follow the equation 10.3, now here this means summation of those bit positions value, that is 30. Now if we follow the equation 10.3, the 2 to the power n plus up to 2 to the power n minus k can be represented by 2 to the power n plus 1 minus 2 to the power n minus k. Here in our case it is the example of this, that this 2 to the power 4 up to 2 to the power 1 can be represented by 2 to the power 5 minus 2 to the power 1. Means what? Instead of 4 addition operation, means we are taking 1 addition, and here plus 2 to the power 5 minus 1 subtraction. Okay, so this 2 to the power 5 minus 2 to the power 1, this reduce the number of operation. But here you have to understand that 2 to the power 1 reflecting what? 2 to the power 1 reflecting that particular change which happen in the bit position from the right side, that when 0 then there is 1, and 2 to the power 5 reflects what? 2 to the power 5 reflects when there is a 1, then next bit is 0, means the bit sequence is 0 1. Here 2 to the power 1 represent 1 0, 2 to the power 5 represent 0 1. So this gives us the particular idea about that whenever the bit sequence is 1 0, then there will be a subtraction, and whenever there is a bit sequence 0 1, then there will be a addition. So here let me show you this particular example. Here you see that same thing can be applicable. So here the ones in multipliers are not continuous. Here at the 2 to the power 1 position there is a 1, and then the 1 is from 2 to the power 3 position up to 2 to the power 6 position. Now here normal multiplier value is what? Summation of these 5 bit position. But if we take the 2 to the power n plus 1 minus 2 to the power n minus k form, then this part means this 4 term can be represented by this value, that 2 to the power 7 minus 2 to the power 3. 2 to the power 3 means what? That n minus k. Here n 2 to the power 7, 2 to the power 7 means n plus 1, and n plus 6. Here the 6 plus 1 7, and 2 to the power 3 6 minus k is here 3, so n minus k 2 to the power 3 plus this first one can be represented by 2 to the power 2 minus 2 to the power 1. So here you see for 2 in the multiplier, 2 set of ones is represented by one addition, one subtraction, and another set is again one addition, one subtraction. So here you see that when there is a bit sequence is 1 0, then the subtraction happen, and when their bit sequence is 0 1, then the addition happen. Now this addition and subtraction happen when the bit value is changed. If the bit value is 1 1, then there is no operation. Here the 1 1, no operation, because here in case of this formation, we need to do the operation only where the 0 become 1 and 1 become 0. That means the sequence is 1 0 or 0 1. Okay. Now please see in the Booth algorithm. Here you see whenever there is a 1 0, then there is a subtraction. Whenever there is a 0 1, then there is a addition. So this addition subtraction is mainly reflecting this particular concept that every multiplier can be represented in form of collection of form of 2 to the power n plus 1 minus 2 to the power n minus k. Now for each and every collection means set, this addition, one subtraction will be performed. Now if we take the negative number for negative number, then that is also applicable in both algorithm. In negative number, say here this is a number representation of x 1, then x n minus 2, x n minus 3, this particular number. Now this 1 means what? The MSB 1, that means here minus 2 to the power n minus 1. Okay, minus 2 to the power n minus 1. That is MSB 1 means that number is negative. That means the term value, that particular position and value will be minus 2 to the power n minus 1. Now that can be represented in this form. And then we can get that any particular number x that is negative, that can be represented in the particular form which is present in 10.8. Okay. So here in 10.8, look, the initial, all the ones are represented by minus 2 to the power k plus 1. So here the minus 2 to the power k plus 1, that is 1. So here the remaining the representation of x, it is clear that all bits from x0 up to leftmost 0 are handled properly because they produce all terms equal to 10 points. But minus 2 to the power k plus 1 has an improper form. As algorithms scan over the leftmost 0, they encounter 1, then 1 0 transaction transition occurs, and 1-0 transition means subtraction takes place. So here the minus 2 to the power k plus 1. So then there is means 0, then 1. So for negative number also this thing is applicable. That here you see in the 10.5, what is the content of 10.5? That we assume that up to x k minus 1, whatever the bit, xk is 0, and after xk plus 1 to up to x n minus 1, all are ones. So these all are ones because here the number is, look, means the number is here, the set of ones are present in this particular range. Now this set of ones can be represented in this particular form in 10.6, that minus 2 to the power n minus 1 to plus 2 to the power k plus 1. Now if we take the 10.3 equation, that equation which represent that 2 to the power minus 2 to the power n minus n minus 2 to the power k plus 1 is equal to the power n minus 1 minus 2 to the power k minus 1. So then this whole equation will become, means whole equation, the part of the these values from this part to minus 2 to the power k plus 1 minus the power n minus 1 to the power k plus 1, this part will become minus 2 to the power k plus 1. Now this minus 2 to the power k plus 1, that means whenever there is a change from 0 to 1, then there is a subtraction. 0 to 1 means the sequence is 1 0. So here this is an example. Say for example the multiplier bit is minus 6. Now minus 6 means what? Minus 6 means that minus 2 to the power 7 plus from 2 to the power 1 to the power 6, means the corresponding where the bit positions are 1. Now this can be represented, minus 2 to the power means this multiplier can be represented, please follow the highlighted part, by this k. What is the value of k? K is here k plus 1 minus 2 to the power 3 plus 2 to the power 1. Okay. So here minus 2 to the power 3 plus 2 to the power 1 can be, means here see how many subtraction and addition. Here total number of addition is 5 and there is one subtraction. Instead of that, using the equation 10.7, the 10.7 equation is this. So here instead of that equation 10.7, if you use the 10.7 equation, so these all term will going to represent minus 2 to the power k plus 1. So here minus 2 to the power k plus 1 will going to give you this particular thing where one addition and one subtraction happen. So this also means that minus so here 2 to the power minus 2 to the power 3 means what? 8 minus 8 plus 2 means minus 6. Okay. Now here minus 2 to the power 1 plus 2 to the power 1 can be represented by means n minus n minus k can be represented by 2 to the power n plus 1 minus n minus k. So that thing is done here. Now the ultimate understanding is that in both algorithm we are doing the addition, we are doing subtraction based on the bit sequence of q0 and q minus 1. So both algorithm is applicable for positive number as well as negative number. Now in both case, based on the bit sequence, we do the subtraction and addition. That underlying concept is this, that the every multiplier is nothing but a collection of 0 and 1s, and there is some consecutive ones, and for all consecutive ones we are not going to take all the one as all that one in our multiplier value. We are going to take only the particular term where there is a change from 0 to 1, then we are going to do a subtraction. When there is a change from 1 to 0, then we are going to do a summation. Now summation of what value, that depend upon the bit position. Now next we are going to see, in the previous class we have seen very fast. Okay, another thing, let me show you this this division. Okay, now in case of division we are following this algorithm. Now here the divisor is m and the dividend is q. Now there is before the division we are going to take the dividend and the A register, and we are going to do left shift. Okay. Now, after the left shift, we are doing a subtraction. Now, why this subtraction? We are checking that what is the divisor m. Is m is able to divide the partial product, the partial remainder or not. If it is able to partial remainder, then there will be no, means the value will, subtraction value will be positive, means there will be means a will not be less than 0. Okay, and if the value is negative, then that means the subtraction, then the partial remainder a m can't divide partial remainder. Okay, then you have to increase the value of a, because a is holding the partial remainder. Now here you see in the division case, in this particular algorithm, if we take 1 2 3 steps, then here you see that the 4-bit quotient, we dividend, we express it into 8-bit. Okay, and we also take the 4-bit A register which populated with 0, then we do the 1-bit position. Now here you see we perform the subtraction. This subtraction mainly check that remainder, partial remainder is divided, means partial remainder is divided by m or not. Okay, if it is divided by m, then this subtraction will going to give you 0. If it is not divided by m, then it will going to give you a negative number. Now here you see that based on that non-negative or negative, the most if it is non-negative, then most significant bit is, means a is 0, means whatever the subtraction result. Then we set q0 to 1. Q0 to 1 means the quotient part is 1. That means m is successfully divide the partial remainder. If m is not able to divide the partial remainder, then we set, that means the negative number is there. So the most significant bit a equal to 1, then we set q0 to 0. Okay, so here the q00 means that number, that partial product, whatever there in the a, is not divisible by m, and restore the previous value of a. Okay, so restore the previous value of a means summation of m is happening there with a value. Now this thing will be repeated ultimate how many times? The number of bit position in q, means number of bit position in the dividend. Okay, remainder will be there in the a and the quotient will be there in the q. Now what is the basic working principle? The basic working principle is that these two things, that here we are taking that the partial product is divisible by m or not. If it is divisible, then we set the quotient 1. If it is not divisible, then we set the quotient 0 and we restore the value of a to the previous value with addition of m. Okay, so this is the working principle of standard division algorithm. So here you, for examination purpose, standard division algorithm, standard and Booth algorithm, two's complement multiplication by Booth algorithm, these two are very important. So you please follow this flowchart for Booth algorithm and the working principle of Booth algorithm and the example, as well as the flowchart, working principle and the example of standard division. Now here in previous class we have discussed the floating point arithmetic. In floating point arithmetic there is 4 important things. One is exponent overflow. In case of exponent overflow means whatever the exponent value, that exponent value is greater than the permissible value. Permissible means the, say you are using 8-bit. Now 8-bit for exponent. Now 8-bit can store a particular value. More than that, 8-bit can't represent the number. So whenever the exponent value is more than that, then that is exponent overflow. Now the reverse is exponent underflow. Means what? If the 8-bit is represent minimum, say minus 127, but your calculated exponent value is minus 200, then that is exponent underflow. So here where this thing is happening, this thing is happening when this you are, in case of addition subtraction, you are doing the exponent subtraction. So here when you are doing this, means exponent alignment should be there. This at the time of exponent alignment, this uh, means whenever the means significant is value, means here this exponent overflow underflow, this again in previous discussion we have seen that the x plus y, the arithmetic operation where x is represented by this xs plus b x to the power e by this particular formula. Okay, now xs into b to the power xe minus ye plus ys into b to the power y. Okay, the exponent. Now here this exponent overflow underflow occurs so here this is an example. Here 2, 3, these are the exponent of x and y. So here the significant is multiplied by 10 to the power 2 minus 3, then summation with significant of y into 10 to the power 3, the exponent. So the y's exponent will be the ultimate exponent of the result. Now when we are going to follow the algorithm, then it will be not as simple as this. Okay, there is some set of steps are there. Now here you see that significant underflow and significant overflow. Now significant underflow means when the when means in the process of aligning significant, digit may flow up the right end of the significant. The digit is flow of the right end of the significant means that it is shift, means the digit is, means say the number is 0.110001. So when you are shifting for aligning the significant, means to make the exponent uh, aligning the significant, then that there may be significant underflow happen, and overflow happen when the carry out from the, means here in case of underflow, the right end LSB bit is we concern about LSB bit. In case of overflow, we are concerned about the MSB bit. So there is a carry out of the MSB bit, then that is overflow, and there is a carry out, means there is a from the right end there is a shift happen. So then that is underflow. Now let me show you the particular flow chart. Here this was the flow chart. Now in case of, you please remember, in case of significant overflow and significant, okay, so here as per algorithm we have to equal the exponent. Okay, so for that we have to make the shift of the significant. Now then we add the significant, then here you please see this part is very important, that in case of significant overflow means what? That the bits are shifting from MSB. That means what? There should be the decimal point should be shifted towards left. Whenever the decimal point will be shifted towards, so shift the significant right, and that means increment of exponent. So if you do the increment of exponent, then there is a chances of exponent overflow. So if there is exponent overflow, then the report overflow and the stop the job. If the exponent overflow doesn't happen, then go to the normalize. Normalize means make the format in 1 point then something. 1 point means this one is implicit, and that is the MSB of the significant part, then the round result. Now if result is normalized not normalized, then shift significant left. Now, not normalized means what? That the result is not start with 1 point. So 1 point means what? You have to shift the one. Now, when you shift the significant left, then that means what? You are shifting the significant left. That means what? You are uh, shifting the decimal point towards right. Towards right means decrement of exponent. So here then the condition of exponent underflow. If there is a underflow of exponent, then there is a report of underflow and then the process will be stopped. So you are not going to result. So this significant overflow and significant underflow, based on this exponent overflow, exponent underflow happen. Okay. Now in case of multiplication and division also, we first check that is there any exponent overflow or exponent underflow, then only we do the operation. Okay, so for today that's all. You please share your roll number via chat box.